We caught a storm building from the south, going through the hardest part of the Northwest Passage, straight north, 100 miles one day, stopped briefly to eat on the ice, back out, waves just pounding across the trampoline, literally riding these waves of opportunity as fast as we could through this really narrow, difficult section of the passage. A storm kept building. We tried to get to shore, but before we could reach land, there was 5 miles of ice blocking us from the safety of shore. And this storm was just building like thunder. We pulled the boat up on the ice, which we'd done before, but because the wind was so strong, probably 50 miles an hour behind the back of that piece of ice, we put the tent on the bottom on the ice for the first time. Usually it was up on the trampoline. Michael said, don't worry, massive piece of ice, probably half a kilometer in size. It'll last for a couple of years. The reality is it didn't last for more than a couple of hours. I was inside the tent writing in my journal when I heard him scream over the sound of the wind that the ice pack had shattered. I came flying out the front of the tent as the back of it was going down underwater. Tent, everything inside was soaked. We took a look around and realized if we stayed where we were, we wouldn't survive the night. The only possibility was to bury ourselves into the ice, hoping we could get towards land, which we couldn't see at this point, and hoping the storm would subside. But it built, and it built. Environment Canada measured winds right nearby at 75 miles an hour, hurricane force strength wind. This ice separated, gradually built to waves that seemed to be 30, 40 feet in height. The piece of ice got as small as this stage, and for 12 of the longest hours of my life, this is what it looked like. And the difference between living and dying was this little speck right here. And you can see the ropes tied to it. It's a mountaineering ice screw that are used to climb the Rockies or the Himalayas. A guy from Calgary humbly said, take this with you. You never know when you might need it. And boy, was he right. And I brought them along today because I really believe that days like this are about one great idea, implemented well. I didn't even know what they were when he showed them to us. I said, what would you do with these? And I can tell you with fear, you can bolt these into ice with your hand. We never used them before, never used them after, but during those 12 hours of absolute terror, this was it. So think about the ideas that run through the entire day and what you can take home with you and move forward.